Hi guys, this is Iris Smith from The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, I'm going to get straight into this. I started doing a video this morning to post for you lovely people today. As I was going along, I heard, some noise outside, didn't think much of it, and I carried on doing the video. As it came to the end of the video and I wanted to lift up the video so you could see, it was a black screen. So I wasn't very happy with myself because I thought I'd done something. So then I heard again some noise outside, went outside just to have a look, and it was some technicians on the street, and they had cut off all internet connection, and it was being cut off for 2 to 3 hours, and I didn't know this. So the video had only recorded for 33 minutes. I wasn't too pleased. I'm frustrated because we wasn't informed. Usually we get a letter stating that the internet connection will be off on a certain date for a few hours, but I didn't get any letter this time. So I was basically doing the video all the way through, chatting away basically to myself after 33 minutes. I've calmed down now. I was doing a vase arrangement, and I'm not sure whether to attach this little bit of a video onto the 33 minutes or before, I'm not sure. So you can just see what foliage and everything that I did use. I did start to arrange the vase arrangement, but I just started to go onto the floral when I looked at the video, and that's when it had finished. So I'm going to show you the finishing touch, but the main process or principle behind what I was doing, I wanted to show that you could always have a vase arrangement where it's very airy and very wispy. And you know me guys, I like my wispiness. So I decided I was doing it for myself, and I was going to place it in my home or in my house. I used different, and I'll go through them again, what I used. I used trailing ivy, oriental ruscus, salvia, jasmine, magnolias, and all other twiggy, wispy sort of things. So I'm going to bring the vase over and I'm going to show you what I did. That is what I did. And I was really happy to do this today. I really wanted to show you wonderful people what you could create by using lots of wispy bits like this, allowing it to just stick out and, fall in its own position, and, just bring a little bit of, I've brought in a bit of fern, not much, as you can see here. I brought in some dusted ruscus. This is the oriental ruscus. You've got your jasmine, then let me see. Here you've got your flowering lotus heads, and then you've got some similar behind, which is similar to the flowering lotus head as well. Then I've got the magnolias that I brought in. I brought in different types or different shades. Then I've got the salvia here, and again our wonderful jasmine here, and also hanging at the front, and our Fortunia. I'm trying to see what else I've placed it. That was basically it, guys. Oh, and our ivy. The rest is just, floating. I wanted it to float. I wanted it to show you that you could create a beautiful wispy arrangement without it having to be compact in any way. I like the twiggy bits. I like the wispy bits. It's, you know, one of my favorite things. So I just wanted to show you guys how it would look once you create something so beautiful to place in your home. And I've used a 10-inch white vase. I purchased it again. I went to the same place and got another one. So because I had a few of these and there was, you know, a lot of people like them. So I went and got another one. But unfortunately, you know, the internet went down and everything was cut off for 2 to 3 hours. So overall, it didn't take me too long. It's a beautiful arrangement. It would sit proudly in anybody's home. You know, I've done it in the pastels, in the pinks, because, you know, I just wanted something subtle. So I've gone for subtle colours. And the salvia is got like a very baby pink at the bottom with a milky white tip. And that's all I've used in the salvia. Again, I haven't really used any solid leaf, you know, like the callias, the watermelon, the sage leaves, anything like that I've not used. It's all wispy and spiky foliage, so where it's all airy and you've got lots of flow and lots of movement, and it doesn't matter if you've got long pieces sticking out. That's part of the design that I was going for, you know, to more of a natural look. And I did it in a 360 so it can be seen all around. So, and I've placed one piece of ivy sticking right up, because ivy grows up and attaches to a wall or a tree or wherever it's growing. It does grow high. So I wanted a piece sticking up as well as some just hanging below the vase around here and here, so you could still see the vase. I didn't want any solid leaf at the bottom where it was going to hide the vase. I wanted it all to be where, well, we may say with gaps. So that's what I was aiming for. And I think I've done myself justice on that one. And I have created something like this before for a lady in a hair salon. She's got a big salon, and she wanted something to go on her reception table on the corner, but she had an asymmetrical shape. And as far as that was about a year ago, and as far as I know, it's still there. And it was slightly bigger than this because it's a big salon and she wanted it to be noticed. So I didn't want it as big, but then again, this is quite big. But you know me, I do like it when it's big. So yeah, guys, I'm extremely sorry. I am frustrated. I do get frustrated when things like this happen, and I start chatting away to myself and asking myself, why didn't I check? Why didn't I go out and see what the noise was to start with? And I start blaming myself when it's not my fault. But yeah, this is what I was doing while I was chatting away to a black screen. And again, I got to where we placed in the foliage, and we was just start on one piece of the jasmine, and we just started then onto the floral when the video stopped. So I'm ever so sorry, guys. Again, I wanted to show you wonderful people this, so you could have a go maybe over the weekend and create something beautiful for yourself by using just wispy, you know, foliage, like your fern. I mean, it's airy because you can see through it. The only solid leaf really is a bit of the Fortunia and the leaves that come with the jasmine, which is, if I can't really see, but they are behind here. The thicker leaf here, and obviously the leaf with the magnolia, but they came with the florals. Other than that, you know, everything is airy, wispy, twiggy. And I, you know, again, I wanted to show you what you could achieve by not placing in solid leaves and just have wispy and airy and twiggy things. So my apologies, guys. I didn't want to take it apart and start again, because, you know, I like it as it is, and I may not do it exactly like it is again. Well, I won't do. So I just wanted to keep it as it is, and then just do a small video and explain to yourselves what has happened. So my apologies. I hope you can forgive me for it, but by just looking at it, I will do a close-up that you can have a look and see what you think, and maybe just give it a go yourselves. And all I did was bring this jasmine offset to one side slightly, just add in the ivy, you know, hanging down. I placed in about 3 pieces, around 3 or 4, and the one up here on its own at the back. And then I had about 3 of the fern. Then I've got scattered around magnolia. I've put some higher, as you can see, brought some down, and then I also brought some at the bottom. And then the dusted ruscus, I just scattered that anyway. There wasn't any specific excuse me, place that I was putting it. I was just popping it in anyway, to give it again something that would look natural and grows, you know, wherever there's a space, it will pop up and grow and entwine with other, you know, florals and foliage. And the salvia, I just placed some at the bottom, some at the top, as you can see, and some around the mid section also. And then I got the oriental ruscus. I placed that up high so that could just pop out from the side as well. And then the other jasmine I placed upright. So, and then all these flowering lotus, and the other one what looks a bit like a blossom, I used those as twiggy bits as well to bring those out, like I did with the ivy and the oriental ruscus. And that is, and then the fortunia, where I just placed in and dotted a few around, sticking out at the bottom, some upright, and again some around the midsection. So that's all I did, guys. So I'm sorry you couldn't see the process of it and the way I did it. Again, my deepest apologies. And but please, you know, if you feel you'd like to give something like this a go, then hopefully by just looking at the position on the video, pausing it and zooming in, you can see the placement of how I've done it. Fingers crossed. So I'm sorry again. Oh, it's frustrating. So I won't be here tomorrow. It's my busiest time. And I will be back next week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you all, and thank you. And I hope you understand. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. So let's zoom in, guys. Now the internet's back on. So there's one sort of magnolia that I've got. Then there's a different one here. And then I've got some other ones here. Here is looks a bit like blossom, I'm not sure. But then it's similar to the flowering lotus, which is this one. The oriental ruscus, which is just long and thin and twiggy. Our salvia, where it's pink at the bottom and milky white at the top. Our under there, our ruscus. Let's have a look. We've got 3. These come on one bunch, these magnolias. 3 big magnolias. The ivy up here, and the fern I used has got pink tips on. And around the back, I haven't really, well, that's placed in too much because I will be looking at the front more than anything. So I've placed in these again, some ivy, some salvia, and then again you see the oriental ruscus just popping out from the sides. So that's the front, if you can see, and all the wispy bits. It's just like a big bouquet placed in a vase or a vase, however you say it. I did take that halfway through. I took it down because I thought it may clash with what I was doing. So, but other than that, you know, it's tall. It looks lovely. Quite full to say it's wispy, but it still gives off a wonderful effect. And again, you don't have to, you know, fill your vase to the point where you can't see any foam. I've got foam in, but you can still see gaps down there. But that is when you look above it. Down at the bottom, you can still see bits of foam maybe in there as well. But, you know, again, I wanted to show you what you could achieve with lots of wispy and twiggy bits. So again, everyone, my sincere apologies. I hope you know, will forgive me. And I'm sorry, you know, for not being able to show you step-by-step guide in creating something like this for your home, which would look really pretty. So take care, guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.